Pieces start with a star bloom. This is part 2 of obsession, oppression. Literally as I was waiting for the videos and stuff to upload, I don't be editing none of my stuff, y'all. I just upload it. Confirmation. I don't know why Spirit needed to confirm that for me. Excuse me, y'all. Thank you to the thank you for continuing to cloak, shield, and protect me, casting away any and all negative energies or entities that are trying to attack, siphon, or intend for any negative outcome on my throat chakra, my crown chakra, my third eye chakra, to Archangel Michael. I ask that you sever any and all etheric cords, cutting away any and all attempts to attach to my etheric field. Thank you to my assigned, my benevolent ancestors of the highest vibrational frequency, to the Most High for channeling through me at this time, allowing me to be a clear channel of clarity and truth, only relaying what it is that you speak through me at this time. My divine abracadabra, make it so. I say Asheo. I literally heard, here we go again. Come on, like I'm not gonna keep on reminding you, girl. That's why I'm laughing, y'all. As I was coming out of that's so crazy. Literally what I was about to say was applying to who you are. As I was coming out of the last channel and I was allowing my video to upload, what I was processing was in the pre-shuffle, how I basically seen the high priestess as the so-called target in this specific energy. When I sat with the energy previously, I wasn't necessarily directing it towards like a particular circumstance. However, there are a lot of occurrences where this could apply, which is why I'm not going to say, use your discernment with anything that you are consuming and allow yourself to come to whatever revelations that you need within yourself on your journey, for you, through you. Okay. If it resonates, go back into meditation and allow it to basically ground so you could basically align to what is true. And that's how you'll basically move forward with any information that I'm sharing just in general. But specifically right now, what I was going to say was, as I was coming out of the last video recording, these two cards came out and I was looking at the high priestess when they came out, and I basically said that the rate of obsession and the desire for the oppression basically becomes a rate of occupation. They take it on as an occupation because of the entity attachment that occurs, and that's stated even in the definition of both words. External, members, external implications, external engagement due to levels of perceived, desired outcome or occurrences, even the fixation of it all. Recognizing certain race of the shadow. See, with the high priestess, she knows. You get what I'm saying? And the part that makes so many people want to be at this rate of obsession with the high priest is because of what you may be at the rate of not seeing with her. How you don't know how she knows. The rate of authority that she sits within, and the people that may, especially in racial dogma, especially in race of people who are, sitting within whatever traditions that they have, all right? This conversation isn't about right or wrong. We get in the context of wanting to cast this away, wanting to cast that away. And what I recognize, the more that I've healed, is the people who sit in those rates are basically sitting in the participation of, the confusion. Like my ancestors said in a video previously, confusion, contusion. It's this impact that you're wanting to make to perceive and cause this rate of this destabilizing of what somebody else is previously standing on. When you think about obsession and how it basically becomes this like commemorating stage, this thing, even if you wanted to get away from it, You can't. And the reason isn't necessarily always because people are just evil. There are spirits that are attaching on to and connecting to and through people because of who some people are. That 11-2 is the desire to oppress because of the rate of control that wants to be placed on things that can't be controlled. Conversation won't be for everybody, but for those who it is for, it'll make sense. You might be at a rate on your journey where you're trying to understand. Yeah, how do I get to this rate of being in my north node? Good God. How can I be at this rate to where I could stop being, in these being in participation of these situations where people are constantly wanting to manipulate me? How do I basically finally get to the rate to where I get to just finally go through my awakening? Why do I have to keep on coming? You want to be left the fuck alone. I can relate to that, y'all. I can relate to that. Especially, this was upright. Connected to your north node, you know who you are, high priest. For whoever this is, priest or high priestess, this is gender fluid, okay? I don't know why I was about to say F, shit. Why? Yeah, healer, twin flame. But you want to be left alone. But you keep on coming to rates of people wanting to constantly bring destruction towards you. And the whole point of understanding it is recognizing Jezebel evil eye. Is recognizing what I got from that is taking spot. I literally hear you stole my man from Big Mama. Ain't that some blasphemy? The movie with Martin Lawrence in it, and how the lady came achievement. How the lady came to, because of divinity. Spirit saying stay focused. What I got from this, right? We're dealing with a rate of people not recognizing how they're being used to cast away even rates and layers that will be able to aid them, right? Because some people are here to awaken and ascend at a rate in divinity because of what they will achieve for the collective. It has celestial impact, because they star seed. Good God. Yeah. It ain't at the rate of what you thinking it is. Sometimes you can't inflict your rituals on people because of what you desire, wanting to have your outcome of mental instability because you're mentally unstable, because you can't allow yourself to finally face the animosity that you're feeling. And it isn't that you're feeling it just because you're triggered. You don't recognize that sometimes the trigger is the revelation of, I've received this antidote within me, yet I don't want to acknowledge the antidote itself because of how it continues to destabilize at the rate of what I'm doing, at the rate of how I'm participating, right? You're doing rituals wanting to cast out what somebody else has going on because of what you desire to receive. That's oppression. That's the desired impact on somebody else's forward movement and progress, not recognizing it. A lot of times, and y'all hear us say this shit all the time, you're going to manifest, and I've been telling people, y'all so powerful. You're going to manifest exactly what you want for somebody else, but for yourself. And you don't recognize, and you be pissed, they be pissed off. You see how mad? You the one who's doing all of this stuff. Okay, and this ain't so bad, but it's just the rate of how you're doing it. It's what you're aiming towards, right? Yeah. And getting a rate of imprisonment within yourself because somebody else decided to move beyond what it is that you're doing because they have a higher calling, right? And sometimes you feel left behind in a rate of being able, you have to sit there with all of the shit that you didn't heal while you were wanting to oppress somebody who was healing, right? And not recognizing that your obsession, not wanting to deal with yourself, focusing on somebody else, puts you in a predicament to where you actually call upon I'm gonna be right back, y'all.